What is happening, everybody, on YouTube? Steve here, Raiken Profit, coming to you guys with another live video. What's going on, everybody? We've got a couple specials on YouTube. Steve here. Who didn't follow directions? Joe.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. Glad to see you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about stepping up your side hustles online with Shopify, merch by Amazon, and affiliate marketing. We're probably going to talk mostly about Shopify and Amazon merch, and then at the end we'll kind of talk about affiliate marketing, YouTube, different various ways to make money online. But yeah, what's going on, Mr. Joe Clay? Introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? And what's new?
My name is Joe Clay. I'm just a rapper, and so now I also do FBA a little bit, and also do merch. I've been doing mainly trying to just immerse myself in merch for a while, since last probably May. So just been growing that. Started like a Merch University YouTube channel recently, Merch University Facebook. So Merch by Amazon University stuff. So just been trying to learn more about merch as much as I can. Awesome, man. And you've been a Green Room member for how many years now? Probably over about 2 years.
I think more than that. You think?
No. This
really? Feels like a lifetime.
Well, I've known about Green Room for since its beginning, but I think next month will be my 2-year anniversary.
Awesome. Well, glad to have you here, and looking forward to talking some merch with you. What's going on, Mr. Mike Peterson? What's happening, man?
What's happening? If you guys don't know me, I hope some of you do. My name is the Treasure Gnome. That's my co-name, and I'm just a hustler. I do a little bit of everything. eBay, merch, Shopify. I have my hands in so many baskets right now that it keeps me as busy as I want to be. So, and I like it. So that's my intro.
Awesome, man. So you're definitely gonna have some stuff to be able to share. It looks like you got your hands full with a lot of side hustles. Who do we got over here? Mr. Hustle is his name.
Hustle Hero. Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me all right?
Yep. You got in last minute, man. You took out those technical difficulties.
Yeah, for sure.
So who are you, man? What do you do?
My name is Brandon Pierce, aka Hustle Hero, and I do all sorts of things, man. I do eBay, Craigslist, Amazon FBA, Shopify affiliate, consulting, physical products in stores and previous shops online. So lots of stuff, man. Very excited.
Awesome. And how long have you been a Green Room member for?
Since last August.
Cool.
So going on a little while there.
Awesome. So thanks everyone for coming and watching live. Today we're going to be talking about the various side hustles. If you're just coming in, we're going to be talking mostly about Shopify, which I'm sure a lot of you folks know a little bit about, but maybe want to know more about. Amazon merch, and we're going to be talking about some affiliate stuff. And you're going to be interested to hear what Brandon's up to, which I'm definitely interested in kind of digging a little more into that. So if you guys are excited for the show, do me a couple big favors. Like the video for me if you can. Also leave a comment down below. I want to know, what are your side hustles, right? I put a post in the Green Room the other day asking what are your income streams and what are some good ideas. Let's share what you guys are doing to make money online. I know a lot of folks watching, they're doing eBay, they're doing FBA, they're doing Craigslist, maybe OfferUp. But what are some more of the out of the box types of income streams that you guys are currently doing to make money? And we'll discuss that. Let's see. Let's dive right into it. We've got a whole outline today. Let's start off with a question for the panel. Why is it important to have side hustles / experiments with various ways to make money online? Let's talk with Joe first. Why do you think it's good to have side hustles and not just be doing one thing, if you believe that?
I think it's good just because for me, just to have like another income, just in case something happens. I mean, I actually have a full-time job, but I actually feel like I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm always trying to seek other job, eBay. I got into it through merch and fulfill through Amazon. That was like one of the first things I started. And then I went to eBay, and then I kind of went backwards and went back to FBA, and then found out about, I think I'd done a little bit of Kindle, and I just all that stuff. It always helped, helped my income. I mean, to have an extra $1,000 a month, helped me. So it was great in that way. So
Awesome. What about you, Brandon? Why do you think it's important, if you do, to have side hustles? I know I chose all you guys because you have various, ways of making money online. Why is that important to you, and why do you continue to build up your side hustles, Brandon?
Well, I recently experienced a lot of Amazon slaps in the face with the restrictions and all that. It's just good to have other sources of revenue, just in case something falls through.
Cool. Awesome. I agree with that statement right there. And Mr. Peterson, what are your thoughts on having multiple side hustles? Why are you building up all these various methods?
I'm just trying to diversify. Kind of like my whole theory on it is like the stock market. A lot of the things I get into don't take a lot of effort, and some of the work that I have to do can be outsourced. So it allows me to spend less time on them, but still kind of bring in some income from different areas. So I'm not relying on one thing, particularly Amazon. Like Brandon said, when you're putting all your faith in one company that you don't have control over, it keeps you up at night sometimes. So trying to move away from that.
I totally agree. I mean, that's one of the hardest things, for folks when they're new to accept, is that I just heard a big bang. Is when you're first getting started, it's great because you're your own boss and you're working for yourself. But there is a simple fact that you are playing in somebody else's playground, and you could get kicked off. You have to play by their rules. I don't care if it's marketing on Facebook or it's YouTube videos or it's eBay or it's Amazon. You are playing in their sandbox. So, I'm definitely a big believer in that. The second thing I want to ask you guys, and I kind of want to start off by prefacing that with a statement. I've actually been criticized a lot on my YouTube channel over the years, reading the comments and what a lot of subscribers have had to say. And they said, Steve, you experiment with too many things. You're bouncing all around. And it was actually a comment that came in the other day. I put a post out on my Facebook saying that I was going to be removing a bunch of my friends because I'm trying to organize things and try out a new thing because I've been like bombarded with all these requests and distractions. And someone left a comment saying, Steve, you're always trying new things all the time. I feel bad for you. You must have a miserable life. You're always experimenting with new things left and right. Like, find your purpose. And I thought to myself, and I'm like, am I doing something wrong by experimenting over the last 4 years with eBay and Amazon and Shopify and Kindle and diving into these things? So what are your thoughts on that, guys? I know that's kind of, I threw myself under the bus right there, but have you guys ever had criticisms about trying different things? What are your thoughts on that? We'll start with you, Mike.
I think, I've got some of that from, because I'm on YouTube also. Definitely not as much as you have, because I've kind of talked about everything from the start, I think. And but friends and family too, if you ever talk to them about what you're doing, they notice when you're all over the place sometimes. And my opinion is I don't care what anyone else thinks because I'm going to do what makes me happy. And the reason I'm doing this is because there's so much opportunity. And when you see an opportunity, there's a lot of stuff we don't go after, that I don't go after, that I know is there, that is a huge opportunity. So I'm still kind of choosing the things that are right for me.
Joe, what do you think about that, man? Is it important to take into consideration what others think is what's best for you? And maybe someone thinks, Joe, like, you should stick to FBA. Like, why are you trying merch? Why are you experimenting with these different side hustles? Like, you should really do this. What are your thoughts on that, man? I mean, does happiness come first for you, or, when you fall asleep at night, is Johnny boy over there tucking you in?
Yeah, I think at the end of the night, at the end of the day, I mean, like, are these people really thinking about you at night and going, oh man, I can't believe Steve's doing all these side hustles. I really dislike him or hate him for that. I'm gonna tell him right now. I mean, but you could also relate it to saying like a person who jumps from job to job. I mean, but that I've had tons of jobs, regular jobs, just retail or restaurants or whatever. I even have a degree, and I was a server for a long time until I could even find my actual full-time job that I went to school for, So I mean, I don't care what people say. It's all about your journey, your own journey, find your own purpose. It doesn't matter what other people say. Maybe your close ones, maybe your wife or your friend, your best friend, or whoever it may be, that's all. But really, the world, the people, they don't matter. It's it's how you feel at night when you go to bed. I mean, what are you satisfied with?
Brandon, you've been kissing a lot of frogs, man. I know you're doing the consultant, the Shopify, the Amazon.
So many things. Okay, so when it comes to friends and family, like I could totally understand why they would question why you would have multiple hustles. And I think mainly that comes from like they just don't want you quitting on something. They want to see you see it all the way through. And I think whenever, at least for me, when I've explained, just because I've got a side hustle going doesn't mean that I'm giving up on whatever else I'm doing that's also successful. I'm just branching out just in case something happens. And I think that when people kind of look down on you that maybe aren't your friends and family, and they look down on you, it's really just a reflection of them. They're choosing to react that way because they're not fulfilled in a certain way that maybe you are. So again, I'll just say the same thing. It really doesn't matter what they say. It's what you think about yourself and what you say about yourself, and how you improve yourself over time. And sometimes you got to pivot. I mean, that's just kind of the name of the game.
Yeah, I agree. And the cool thing is about a lot of the side hustles we're going to talk about, Shopify, merch, affiliate marketing, and even beyond that with like FBA and certain parts of eBay and stuff. You can start something like you could be doing FBA and you could still be having your YouTube side hustle on the side, your Shopify, your merch, because the cool thing is with this internet is it's creating all these different opportunities that are semi-passive, right? I mean, Mike, are there times where you're spending like a crap load of time in your merch business? And then there's other times where you kind of take off a week, and then maybe like Joe, are there times where you go FBA hard and then other times you're neglecting merch or vice versa? I mean, is that kind of true with these different things and hustles we're talking about?
Yeah, for sure. Totally. Yeah. That's how it always is.
Yeah. So
kind of goes back and forth.
Let's see what folks in the comments are saying right now. Art says investors never put all their eggs in one basket. That's a really good comment right there. Upscale sales, I'm going to start focusing on helping local businesses promote. We have a skill that most people don't have. We just sold one item online. Congratulations. A lot of comments coming in. Someone says, my whole effing life, I love trying new things. People are jealous. Yeah, I think people need to, continue to try new things. I mean, we live in a world where it's almost like you're not congratulated for trying a new thing, right? And I think more people need to be congratulated and motivated for trying new things, because that's how you find what's right for you. I mean, for me personally, it's not all about making as much money as possible. It's about finding a balance and finding happiness. And, Brandon, is that true for you as well? And again, don't just agree with me. If you disagree and you're like just trying to make as much money as possible, be honest. But is it all about the money for you, or are you looking for more?
Well, I think that my recent decisions to end one of my online stores is a pure example of how I need to find balance in my life. I think of the last few years, it's all been about climbing my way to the top and trying to make as much money as possible, but at the expense of like my health, my friendships, social life, all of that. It's just, in a way, it's not really worth it. I mean, because money can buy happiness, but it can't buy happiness, Yeah,
I definitely agree. So I think that ends our first part of the segment, the introduction, and talking about the side hustles. Again, if you guys have some side hustles going on in the audience, drop it down below. I'd be interested to know what you guys are doing, because it's amazing how many different side hustles are out there. But let's get into the show. We're going to talk about Shopify first, then we're going to talk about Amazon merch, then we're going to talk about affiliate marketing. So if you guys are enjoying the show so far, be sure to, what should they do, guys?
Give it a thumbs up.
All right, let's dive into Shopify. Let's see, who's doing Shopify the most here? Probably Mike. Brandon, you're somewhat new to it?
That's right.
Okay, Mike, why don't you explain to people what exactly is Shopify, and just kind of explain it, because, I've been having questions all the time, like Steve, that sounds great, you're doing Shopify, but what the heck is it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's been around for a while, I think, but I think it is something new that's getting a buzz over the last couple of years, and for good reason. As we were talking about with when you're putting all these sellers that have been private labeling on Amazon, they're understanding how to, create a product and market it and they're not having control over their customers. So I think when you get over to Shopify, it's basically a shopping cart. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's a website with a shopping cart database that build in that all you have to do is like create your product and add a picture. So you put the picture on and put a description, and it makes it look like professional, wicked professional for you. And it's $29 a month.
Yeah, I think what you're trying to say is it's a host. It's kind of like WordPress. Like for example, if you wanted a site, joeclay.com, to have that on the internet. And again, Joe, do you own that? Do you own that domain or not? Because we might be getting you in trouble.
No.
If Joe Clay wanted to create a website, joeclay.com, if he wanted that website on the internet, he'd have to have that hosted by a hosting company. And essentially that's what Shopify is. They're a hosting company. So you can take your domain that you purchase, joeclay.com, you go over to GoDaddy or wherever you want to go to purchase that domain. Once you buy that domain, now you have to host it somewhere to be able to kind of hold the meat and potatoes of the website on it. And Shopify is not only a host, kind of like HostGator or there's a whole bunch of them out there, but it's a special host for e-commerce sellers. So like Mike was saying, it's made to easily upload products, to sell products. It has apps. It has the ability to be able to link a whole bunch of things together. So it's literally like the perfect solution for somebody who wants to sell on their own website. That's what it is. It's selling on your own website. Think of selling on eBay or think of selling on Amazon, but instead of using those platforms to sell your product, you're putting it on your own website, right? But let's talk about what has to happen in order to sell your products, because this is the thing that a lot of people get mixed up. eBay and Amazon are amazing for one reason alone, and this is just one reason: traffic. We put our products on eBay and Amazon for one reason: they have traffic. Items will sell. If you want to sell an item, you've got to send traffic to it, and then based on how many people go to it and how many people purchase it, it's conversion. So you want to get you want to convert as many people as possible. So you need all the traffic. But the problem is, when you have a Shopify store, you don't have any traffic. So how do you get traffic to your store? Because a lot of eBay and Amazon sellers just might be like, whoa, like I thought traffic just came automatically.
You'd think so, huh? I guess I'll continue weighing in. And
yeah.
I mainly use Facebook ads, and I promote the ads for whatever product I'm trying to push at that time, either on Facebook or on Facebook and Instagram. So I use those two markets, and I also get organic traffic through Pinterest and through Instagram as well. So and then SEO is the other one I would say. But so there's paid SEO and then organic traffic through building a social media following.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of different ways to be able to drive traffic, but it's so important. It's super, super important. It's not as easy, a Shopify store, in my opinion, getting it started. If you are like in dire need of making money and you don't have any money saved, at least a couple $1,000s, and you're really struggling, right? I talked to a person the other day and they were struggling. They needed money quick. They're like, should I do Kindle publishing? Should I do affiliate marketing? Should I do merch? I said, man, get on eBay or Amazon, because those are like the quickest ways to get money in your pocket. Because with Shopify, it takes a while. I'm on day number 80 so far of my Shopify store. And while I've done 3,000 in sales, I've got zero profit so far, because it takes time to pay off your subscription fees. It takes time to pay for all the designs. It takes time to pay my team that I've been building up. It takes time to pay for everything. So I think Shopify is a great opportunity. Brandon, what made you want to start a Shopify store? Could you tell everybody about your journey so far and why you wanted to go with Shopify, and maybe to shed some light on why someone should do it?
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, my previous store, I've had experience with a lot of software as a service platforms out there, like Shopify and Volusion and BigCommerce, Interspire, WordPress with the WooCart and everything. I've had a lot of experience with that, and I think I really wanted to get my feet wet when it came to this new platform, because everyone's raving about it. The themes are a lot easier to work with than a lot of the other platforms. You don't really need to know much code, so it can really streamline how long it takes to set up. and you know, I love running an online store. It's just something I've always loved to do. So moving on to Shopify just seemed like the next natural progression.
Cool, man. What types of products can you sell on Shopify, right? Brandon, what is your plan with Shopify, or should we save that till the affiliate part?
Hey, it's up to you, because I actually have a pretty, I think my business plan is set up pretty well, in my opinion. But I'm starting off with basically using the Shopify platform as a review site, where I've picked a niche, and then I do all of my product research beforehand, so I know what is selling. You know, and I use platforms like Amazon and Walmart.com, and you know, a few other online big stores. And I'm going to utilize the affiliate traffic to figure out which products are actually selling really well, and then I'll be able to translate that into more private label stuff. But future down the line, I'm actually getting a private label product made that fits this niche, and I will be adding that to my Shopify store as well.
Wow, that's really, really cool. And what about you, Mike? What are you doing? Obviously, outside of sharing your specific niche, but what types of items are you selling? What's your business model there?
I'm selling mostly print on demand right now. So t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, and stickers.
What company are you using for that?
I'm using Printful.
Okay. So I use Custom Cat. I think it's the same thing. Essentially, what happens is when someone purchases a shirt on your website, do you have an app that communicates with your manufacturer, and then they pretty much take the design, put it on the shirt, print it, ship it, and then you have an app that updates them with delivery and all that?
Yeah, it's completely automated. So
yeah,
I mean, that's like the nicest part about it.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. So hopefully we got you guys a little inspired with Shopify. If you guys haven't been following my journey much, it's been one of my big things that I've been doing is my Shopify store. And if you're a Greenroom member, I've been sharing my entire journey throughout the room, which has been more like a novel each time that I post, but it's been a lot of fun. Let's see if we have any questions about Shopify coming in, and we're going to move on to merch. So I know Joe Clay is getting excited about this.
Hey, Steve, I have a question for you about Shopify real quick.
Yes.
Okay, so when you say like, okay, I've had 3,000 sales, I'm like, man, that scares me. When you say, oh, that you haven't made any profit, so does that mean like how far away from you from being even? So I know that I don't have to have $3,000 to lose right away. So am I losing a little bit at a time, but I'm also gaining, and I'm always kind of staying close to even, or how does that work? How does that work?
Yeah, so it really depends. I mean, when you first start your store, you're going to have to start paying for different subscription fees without making any money. So Shopify is like $30. Then I have my autoresponder, which was like another $29. And then overall, I have like $200 in debt with just starting off. Like you don't have that much debt at first, but I wanted, like, I know that I'm going to succeed eventually. So I set myself up, like I had the money to invest in it. So, you know, depending on how far you want to go, you're going to be a couple $100 in debt, at least $100 in debt on a reoccurring basis each month. And then you've got to obviously, I'm doing a print on demand business model, which means I'm pretty much doing the same as merch by Amazon, but I'm selling on my site. So I have the upfront costs of getting all my designs. So, you know, for me, I paid like $150 in designs right up front. And then you've got to start driving traffic to your store. And on Facebook, especially when you're new, you're going to make a lot of mistakes when you're starting to run your first Facebook ads. And Mr. Peterson could probably agree with me on that. You probably threw some money down the drain. So at first, you're going to be down a bit, but it just really depends on your strategy, how you're marketing. I mean, if you already have an email list ahead of time, you could probably reduce that a lot. But for me, I've made $3,000 in sales. Based on about 2 weeks ago, I was down about, I think it was $700 or $800, like in the hole that I've invested. But I'm hoping that by the next update, probably by the end of the month, when I redo my numbers, maybe it'll be down to about 500. It's slow because I'm experimenting a lot. I'm trying to figure out what works, creating new products. I'm running new ads. I'm testing, and the reoccurring subscriptions keep catching up to me as well. So I guess it really depends.
Is that the most you've ever been in the hole? Is about $800?
Well, I've only been doing this for today's, I think, day 80. So that's a little over, well, 2.5 months now, right? Coming up on 3 soon. So it's been slow. Like at first it was $200 and 3, 4, like it's slowly been building. Just because, and I've hired a social media manager, I've hired an assistant, like I'm building up my team, knowing that when the volume starts coming in, I want to have that foundation there since I'm running all these other businesses and side hustles. So the way I'm doing it isn't necessarily the best way to like minimize downside and investment. But for me, that's just the way that I chose to do it.
Gotcha.
Let's see what's going on with the questions.
Response to that though, quick. Where else can you start a business for $1,000?
Exactly.
I mean,
well, you could start on eBay and Amazon without that much.
Merch.
Yeah.
But eBay and Amazon, I mean, you could start with $15-20 and start making money, right? I mean,
yeah, you definitely could.
That's why, like, when people ask me, like, where should I start? Like, first I had a coaching call the other day, and the guy that I was talking to, he didn't have a job. He only had $600, and he wanted to know about affiliate marketing and Kindle publishing. And I said, listen, man, I said, you don't have any money coming in right now. Like, affiliate marketing is going to take a while. Kindle publishing is going to take a lot of upfront investment. Shopify is going to take a lot, although he wasn't asking about it. But I've said that to other people. Like, if you're in a hole, like if you don't have any money, I would start with eBay and Amazon. Maybe some would beg to differ. But like Mike's saying, man, like even then, like, go try to start up any brick and mortar business for less than $1,000. I mean, we are some lucky son of a guns, all of us living in 2017. I mean, imagine what our parents and our grandparents, they would die to have the opportunities that we have. There's no excuse. It's absolutely amazing.
They don't even understand. I really don't think they do half the time because it's so different.
We live in a world of unlimited abundance. And I think the people that win, the people who make it, they get out of their own way. You know, that's why I'm such a big believer in Tony Robbins and the self-development. And I know a lot of people think, oh, it's all wishy-washy, but we're really in an age now where it's, I mean, there's people on merch by Amazon killing it, right? Absolutely murdering it. There's people on FBA making millions. Like, there's so many people succeeding in all these side hustles, but there's just as many people failing. And you got to ask yourself, why are so many people failing, but so many people are succeeding? And I think it all comes down to mindset.
I agree. Definitely. Lots of people give up.
And the hustle, man, just like your Google name says, man, I mean, the hustle and giving yourself a chance to succeed. And that's why I'm such a firm believer in, you know, trying to figure out what hustle works for you, because, you know, private label might work for me, but Brandon might fail at it, right? Joe Clay might kill it with merch. But then when Mike does it, he's just like, I can't stand this. Like, I'm not passionate about it. So, you know, I think it's important to experiment and whatnot. Speaking of experimentations, let's move on to merch by Amazon right now. Joe, how in the world did you hear about merch by Amazon? And explain kind of your story of how you got into it and what it is for the people who don't know what merch by Amazon actually is.
Well, actually, I first heard about it was through, I think y'all were having the Green Room was having their Wednesday night show, live show, and I think they were having Chris Green was on there, and he was talking about merch. And I just kind of heard it, but I didn't even watch the show. But I think that might have been like in the end of 2015, December, maybe November, December. I didn't even jump on it then. It wasn't until like maybe January, and I was like, oh yeah, but I was checking it out, and I was like, oh, I want to try it out. I think I signed up in January, but it took me 4 months to get accepted. 4 months. So I just kind of like would apply like every month and just kind of wait it out. And finally I got accepted probably at the end of April and stuff, end of April, 1st of May. And it was right before Father's Day. Cause I remember my first shirts were all like 10 or 15 Father's Day shirts. And seriously, it was like, I was like, I have no clue what to do. So I was trying to look up trademarks, and I was that one trademark, not like the myth, the legend, but like that one I forgot what commercial. There was just one saying, and I just put like dad, daddy, and I just put the same saying under each one, and all of a sudden they just started selling, and I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. So it just got me hooked right away. And I think right after that was like the NBA championships, and I made a bunch of NBA championship shirts. I sold those. And then, but I mean, I didn't sell a lot. I was just selling. I probably just sold that first month. That first month, I I sold like a couple, and then the next month I sold.
You're allowed to sell those?
I sold like 20, and.
But isn't there a trademark, the NBA?
No. I mean, I put like generic phrases for that. You know,
Oh, okay.
City name, sports team.
Yeah. It wasn't really. I was doing like Cleveland. I was probably doing something.
Oh,
I think
so
I was
love the
doing
Lakers.
something crazy. One of their nicknames or something for that.
Okay.
Let's go see the Lucers.
Yeah.
Mike, what about you, man? Can you explain kind of what Amazon merch is and your story of how you got started with that hustle?
So like Joe said, it's just you basically upload a digital file and it gets put on t-shirts, and then you get the power of Amazon's traffic. So it's kind of as awesome as FBA is, but you don't have to pay a cent to put a design up there. So if you can figure out how to design a t-shirt, there's zero upfront cost. And that was what was lucrative to me at the beginning. When I first got accepted in March of 2016, I just uploaded 25 designs as soon as I heard about it. And then I literally watched it for 2 days and got 0 sales. And then I logged out and didn't come back until I think the next month, because you get paid the month after, when I saw email hit that said like Amazon just deposited $90 into your bank account. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have any more inventory in FBA. What the hell is this? And so I went back on, saw I was tiered up at that point, I think, to 50 shirts. And I was like, well, might as well put the other 25 up. And then as soon as I got those filled, I started selling more. So then I was like, all right, this is real. I got to figure out how to scale this. And now I'm at, I think, 4,000 tier. I have about 720 designs up.
Wow.
And I think we just got the remittance for December, the December Q4. Cleared $6,000.
Whoa, I did not know that.
In December. So that was my best month yet.
It's a little better than a side hustle, man.
Yeah.
That's really good.
How many hours a week do you think you've been putting in on average over the last year or so in this merch by Amazon business?
Not a lot. Throughout the summer, I was only putting up 100. I was only putting up 100 designs a month. So probably, I think I was about like 15 hours a week, maybe.
15
designs. Yeah. So
the game's
not a
changed
lot.
a little bit though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I've stepped it up a little bit now. Now I'm doing, probably like 6 hour days, but I don't have to. I don't know. They're kind of like changing the rules and putting limitations on like they did in FBA. So my whole mindset right now is double down, like get as many designs up as I can right now that are quality, because they might be like, hey, we're going to stop designs for 6 more months, or we're not going to let you upload more than 5 a day, or you're maxed out at 1,000 designs. So
what's the status right now for how many people can, how many designs can a person upload? And does it differ based on the person and their seniority?
I think so. It's based off your sales volume and your tier, I think. So I can upload 20 a day at the 4,000 tier. I think, Joe, you said you could do 2 a day or something, right?
Yeah, but there's some people that can't even upload anything, and they might be at the 500 tier and they can't do anything. I got 25 shirts when I first started. It took me about three months to get to 100 shirts. I've been at 100 shirts since this summer, and I think they put the freeze on it, and that I should be at 500 shirts right now, because I have about over 300 sales. I'm probably like 350 sales.
So it sounds like the people who got in first and took massive action kind of were the ones who got the sweeter deal at the end, right?
They did. Yeah.
Brandon, are you doing merch at all?
Dude, I tried. I applied back in November, and I still have received nada on whether or not I can get in. So there's definitely a barrier of entry. And man, I'm just waiting on that email. Come on, guys. I want to make that $6,000. Come on.
I got approved like 7 months ago, and did absolutely nothing with it. And opened up my merch by Amazon account like 2 months ago, and it's like, you're suspended. Because they went in and they suspended everybody's account who wasn't active.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happened to like thousands of people in one day. I don't know if you guys remember when that happened, but let me throw out a question for you guys, and let me throw out a question to the audience. Let's see, how many people do we have watching now? Let me refresh my screen. It looks like we've got about 147 people watching. So if you guys are enjoying this video, be sure to smash that like button.
Give us a thumb up.
Give us some love, guys. Some love. Give us some love. I forgot what I was going to ask. Oh, yeah. I was going to ask the audience, what are your thoughts, guys? Shopify to sell T-shirts or merch by Amazon? Let's raise that discussion. Let's bring that to the panel right now. Brandon, what are your thoughts, man, from an outsider's point of view? I know you tried to get into merch and whatnot, and you're doing a little Shopify. What do you think, man? Do you think if you could have your way, would you do Shopify or merch, and why?
Oh man, so on my previous store, I actually had a few T-shirts that I had designed. One of them I designed, and then a couple I had other people design. And they were on my personal website, and they were selling just fine. There were no barriers to entry. It was just like, can I pay for this guy to make it? Can I, go through a service to print it and ship it? And is that reliable? It is a little bit more work to do your own merch, like on your own store, because you have to handle all of the processing, the orders, and all that. But I mean, I would say from my own experience and the fact that I still haven't been accepted, I definitely would go with like the Shopify or some other e-commerce option.
1-0 Shopify to merch. I have a feeling that the coin's gonna flip. Joe.
Yeah, I would. I mean, just look at Glenn Zubia or Mike right here. They're making $5,000-$6,000 a month just at the beach. So
you would choose merch over Shopify?
Totally.
Okay,
yeah.
So 1-1, and we got the final decider. What are your thoughts? This is a really good final decider because Mike actually does both of them. Let me preface it with a question. What's the better opportunity? And two, with all the rules that are changing now, does that change your mind with which one you think is better?
I'm going to say Shopify because even though merch is treating me really nice,
caressing you.
Shopify feels, to me, everything about it feels more legitimate. It feels like I'm building, a following. I'm connecting with the people that I'm, marketing to. I'm having everyday discussions with them, and I'm also starting to link my products to Amazon through Shopify. So I'm gonna get the same thing, and there is another thing that I'm doing through Shopify. Shopify is awesome. I like it. They'll let you upload your designs from merch on the back end of Shopify. You don't have to show them on your site. You can click the little button that says don't show on the storefront, but you can still push them and sell them on Amazon under any brand name you want.
That's pretty cool right there. Yeah. Did they just had a partnership, right? Shopify and Amazon that came together. Did it actually go through that deal? I heard about it.
It did. I'm still like trying to figure it out 100% because you have to like buy a ton of UPCs and there's a couple other little barriers you have to get around. But I think it's going to be awesome because then I don't have to worry about just T-shirts on Amazon. I can put anything.
Hey, Joe, I got a question for you.
Okay.
For every merch shirt that you sell, how many emails of your customers are you getting in return?
0.
I'm sorry, I just had to. Are you doing any email marketing, Mike? I know you said that you've been building up your email list behind the scenes. Are you building out any autoresponder sequences that go out based on behavior? Or are you just doing like one-off campaigns with like sales and whatnot? Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I am building my email list. It's not that large yet, but it's a process. It's a long-term thing. I am keeping my audience. What do you call it? My email list is warm. I email them either every week or every other week. Whether it's, hey, look at the new products we have, or here's hey, come visit us again. Here's 10% off your purchase. And those are the two things that I've had a little bit of success with. And it's email marketing is like the newest thing for me that I'm getting used to. So definitely something that I'm looking to explore more. But yeah,
we should definitely do a live show on that. I've got a lot of experience with emails, with the green room, with my own personal brand, Kindle publishing. I mean, I've sent well over 1,000 emails. And just to give you guys a quick tip who are watching, the biggest mistake a lot of people make with email marketing is they just send out campaigns, which is pretty much like a one-time piece of mail that you send to somebody. Whereas creating your autoresponder, creating a sequence, when somebody performs a certain behavior, whether they sign up for your newsletter or they purchase your item and they get opted into your email list, you can actually create a whole automated funnel. For example, you can create 20 emails, and maybe email 1 goes out on the first day they're a part of the list. The second email goes out on day 5. The third email goes out on day 10. So every new person you bring into your email list, your funnel, your customers, you've got all these emails already automated that get sent out on specific dates based on when they join, which is so powerful. It's unbelievable. And that's the number one reason why I'm really excited about Shopify is the email list. My email list is about 200 my email list the other day was 212 people, and I haven't been focusing at all on generating emails. Literally, it's just been people coming to my site, and I have a pop-up, or if they purchase one of my items on my store, they get opted in automatically. But I only had 212 people. I sent out an email to 170 people. I excluded like people who just joined like 2 weeks ago, and I had a 40% open rate, and I had over almost $300 in sales off of 170 people within 24 hours.
40%, that's amazing.
It's insane. But anyways, let's move on to the next topic because we are running out of time. Affiliate marketing. Brandon, what is affiliate marketing? Why do you like that as a side hustle? What are some of the benefits to affiliate marketing?
Okay, so anyone who's worked a retail job before as a salesperson, like if you're selling TVs at Best Buy or something like that, you're essentially a physical affiliate for the company you're working for. You're a physical affiliate for Best Buy in that instance because, or I guess that's not a good example because they don't get commissions. But at any place that you would be a salesman and get a commission for talking about a product and then recommending it and then the customer buying it and you getting a piece of it, that's sort of the best explanation I can come up with for how affiliate works. Now, when it's online, you're essentially scouring the internet for products that have affiliate bonuses, and a lot of stores, many stores, most stores that I've come across actually have some sort of affiliate program at the bottom of their page. And you can sign up for it and then recommend products, and you can offer reviews, you can do so many different things. And then when someone clicks on that link or they follow the funnel or whatever that you set them up with, and then they make that purchase, you get a portion of the profits. And it's just so low for how much it costs to get in, but it takes a long time to set up. So you got to have a lot of patience.
You got to have traffic.
That too.
Traffic is the name of the game with affiliate marketing. And there's two sides of the coin. There's traffic that you can get through free sources such as social media, your email list, YouTube. And then there's other people who kill it with affiliate marketing. They don't have a brand like I do, or maybe you do, or the next guy, but they know how to drive traffic with paid advertising. And then there's a bunch of different various ways to do it. I've made a good amount of money with affiliate marketing through my YouTube channel with Raiken Profit by promoting different products, different services, different courses, but I had the traffic already. That's the key right there. Mike, have you ever made any money with affiliate marketing, and what types of platforms did you use, if so?
Not too much, a little bit. I use Amazon Associates, and I recommend a few things on my website, like my web host, and basically just stuff that I recommend that I use. Like for Pinterest, I use Tailwind. So I just recommend the stuff that I use every day on my blog, and when people come and visit that and they read my income reports or what I'm up to, and they want to see how do you do this, and if I say, well, hey, I use this tool, it helps. It saves me, one tool saves me probably 10 hours of work a week, and for me, like recommending that product, even though it's a paid product, it's worth it because you'd have to, it's like equivalent to you paying someone 50 cents a day to do your work, the hours it would take you. So stuff like that I try to promote, but not too hard.
What about Joe, Mr. Joe Clay? Have you done any affiliate marketing? Have you snuck any Amazon affiliate links into the green room under the admin's eye?
No, I haven't.
Don't you love, you ever see that? You ever go to a Facebook group and there's like this one guy just posting all these links and you're like, we know they're all affiliate links.
That's okay.
You got to be transparent with that, guys.
It's actually illegal to isn't there some law, I forget what it's called, you can't promote something without at least having a disclaimer?
Yeah, you have to have a disclaimer. That's like one of the first things that you learn as an Amazon partner when it comes to that. Like they're like, you have to put this thing easy to find on your website because we want people to know that you're actually working with us.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully you guys enjoyed some of those side hustles. We talked about Shopify, merch, and affiliate marketing. If you guys have any questions, ask away. We're going to answer some questions for you guys. If you guys in the panel have any questions for me or for anyone else in the panel, ask away. Brandon, do you have any questions while I look through the feed or anything you'd like to talk about?
Oh yeah, man, I got a pro tip for affiliate stuff, man. Okay, so how many of you guys out there like playing video games, like a PS4, Xbox One? Well, if you do, and let's say you bought that PS4 or Xbox One, and then you made a video about it or a review, like on your Shopify store, your YouTube channel, and then you use an affiliate link to then recommend that product that is then purchased through Amazon or somewhere else, that is no longer a personal expense. It's now a business expense. You can write it off. You can do that with almost anything that you can do referrals that you're using to make money that you have to pay for, including hotel stays, travel expenses. There's a myriad of things. So if you're looking for ways to kind of pad your tax whatever, you can definitely use affiliate marketing in order to do that. I highly recommend doing that, especially as a small business owner.
Awesome. Question came in from Annette Motobiker. Steve, do you use Oberlo? I know I pronounced that wrong. In your Shopify. That's an app that helps to integrate your products on like AliExpress when you're drop shipping with your Shopify store. And yes, I do use it and it works great. I'd highly recommend it. You guys see any questions coming in?
One question I have, since I'm not a Shopify guy yet. Okay, I put Joe Cool T-shirt or whatever. Okay, when one sells, what happened? Is it they do all the work, or what do I do? I mean, what happens when one shirt sells?
You want to answer that, Mike?
Yeah, sure. So we talked about who we use to fulfill our orders, Joe. So it'd be Printful or T-Launch or Custom Cat, I think, are the most popular ones. When you set that application up inside of Shopify, it gives you a step-by-step walkthrough. They make it so easy, and then once you sync your product in there, what happens is as soon as the customer orders it, it shoots it right over to the fulfillment provider, and they fulfill the order, they print it, and then they send it out, and then they actually email. I don't know if yours does, Steve, but mine emails them when they receive the order, when they ship it, and then they send them the tracking also.
What do you use? I didn't hear what you said. Do you have an app?
It's just the Printful.
Okay, yeah. I believe Shopify or Custom Cat, I don't think they do that. They might send out one. I actually had to purchase an app called Aftership, which is $10 a month, that notifies them through the whole entire process. And you can opt in to like have them notify like right when it hits post office, when it's in transit, when it gets checked in, or you can just choose to opt in just to notify the customer when it gets delivered. But my open rates on those emails are like 90%. So customers are definitely looking for their items to get delivered. And in terms of my customer service, the biggest thing is always, where's my item? Always. That's like the number one question, where's my item? I want to share with you guys a little tip, something I've been doing. This is cool because you can't really do this on Amazon and eBay. Well, you could, but it's not as effective. Is whenever I get customer service issues coming in, I help them, I assist them, and then I try to resell them on something else by giving them a coupon code And it's actually been converting. It's actually been converting by taking care of customer service and then saying, thank you as a token of our appreciation for purchasing us. We wanted to give you a 25% off code on your next order. And I've always put in valid for 30 days or less. Even though it's valid forever, one thing I've learned with marketing is if you don't create urgency, nobody will ever act. So by turning your customer service problems into opportunities, that's been helping. Now I'm on a small scale. I'll be interested to see what happens when I get bigger. But I thought that was a pretty neat tip. Do you, excuse me, Joe, do you have any tips for increasing sales on merch by Amazon? Maybe like linking different shirts together or doing any type of promotion, paid promotion, PPC. I don't know much about merch, but is there any advice that you can give to people out there who want to increase their sales?
I have tried Facebook ads. I've tried it a few times, and I say 90% of the time it didn't work. But I've had one time where I got like maybe 10 sales off a shirt. So there is like, if you can find that way to do that ad, there's a way to just make sales off of that. So, I mean, that's mainly the only thing that I've ever done to create sales. I also have a Instagram page where I post all my shirts there all the time, and I'll have like one link on there or something, and then they can just, I'll say go check out my store in the bio, and I always just keep it updated. My Instagram, like every day, I'm always. Oh, and also one more thing I have is like I probably have like 6 or 7 Facebook pages over different niches that I have in Amazon. So I'm always like messing with those and posting on those like once a day. So trying to build up a fan base on those different niches that I have. So maybe that will grow eventually, and maybe that'll help me later on if I do choose to go into Shopify. So
cool, man. Awesome. Question from Michael Paragon. Question: how much to get started with Shopify? I have designed software already. Mike, do you want to touch on that? Obviously, this is it's gonna be different for everybody, right? But maybe let me rephrase the question. Say I wanted to start a Shopify store, and I wanted to get my store all set up. Let's exclude trying to get the items to sell, because that's a whole other story in terms of costs. But let's say I want to get a store set up. I want to get 10 designs in my store. We're going to go with the custom apparel business model. I want to set up the store. I want to get Shopify. I want to get my apps all set up. I want to get my designs created. I want them uploaded in the store, and I want to be ready to rock and roll, start promoting on Instagram or Facebook or just whatever. How much money do you think?
So if you're doing all the designing yourself, you could do it for under $100 easily. A lot of the apps, it all depends on what apps you use. I think my recurring cost per month is the Shopify store, which I use the basic, I think, which is $29.
Yep. And
then I use I use 2 other apps that have been really, well, 2 other paid apps. It's Kit Cart Recovery, which is like a cart recovery application. So if someone adds something to their cart, it's basically triggers a email autoresponder. And then the other one is another one. It's called Constant Cart. Have you heard of that? And that means if a person adds something in their cart and then comes back, everything will still be there in their cart, which is another one that has been really big for me. And that's it. So I have, I think, $15 in apps and then $30. So if you're designing, you can do it for rather inexpensive, but then you have to drive traffic. So that is your variable. So it depends on how you're going to get people to your site.
Yeah, that's a big difference with Shopify and Amazon and eBay is eBay and Amazon. I was just looking at the stats yesterday. Last month, eBay had, I think it was 1 or 2 billion views last month. And I think Amazon had like 7 billion views last month on their website. So on those platforms, that's your least of your concerns. But like Mike said, once you get your store up and running, then you got to worry about the next phase. What about merch by Amazon, Joe? How much money? Let's just say that you don't have any desire or the skill set to create your own designs to put on merch by Amazon. Let's say I want to get 10 items up on merch, and I want to be up and ready to roll and starting to sell items like on merch. How much money to get 10 designs up? And you don't have to create your own store, right? Just upload it to Amazon.
Yeah, you could probably find some like merch groups and ask people who do designs and I think maybe the average cost to get a design made is like $10. So you could pay 10 designs, $100, upload those, you're good to go. You know, really fast. So really simple.
Awesome. Cool. I'm just looking to see if there's any more comments coming in. It's been a fun show so far. Miner's Treasure says, I learned the most from live shows and a lot from Bonafide Raiken and a few others. So thanks, Miner. Appreciate it. Texas Scout Treasure, good to see ya. Jennifer Leland in the house. Resell Rookie, good to see ya. Glad to have you here. Jeannie Rojas, good to see you here.
Does Shopify pay you, or Printful pay you, or whoever, Custom Cat pay you like once a month, or how do they pay you?
It's really weird. I get paid very often, so I'm not 100% sure of that answer. I think like my payouts are just coming from Shopify like randomly, so I'm not 100% sure. It feels like every like week or so I'm getting paid. I don't know if you know that answer, Mike.
I'm only using PayPal.
Oh, you're not using Shopify? Dude, most of my sales are coming in through Shopify payments.
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you have any input on that? Does it?
Well,
is that going to give a customer a different sense of security, do you think?
Well, Shopify is a humongous company. Like it's huge. Like they're very trusted. They've been around for a while. All I know is most of my sales are coming through Shopify versus PayPal, and I think it's because I don't know this for sure, but I think that it makes it like a more seamless process to check out. Whereas I think with PayPal, you have to go through a few extra steps. I'm not 100% sure, but in terms of converting, whether you're on email list or you're selling a product or whatever you're doing, the least amount of steps that you can create from the customer first getting introduced to your brand to checking out, the least amount of steps, the higher your conversions you're going to be. The more complex, the more offers you give. Like if you send out an email and you're like 25% off of this, and like the conversions are going to be so bad if you just did 20% off of everything, because just the more complicated it is. So I think that with PayPal and Shopify, I don't know the reason why, but I think they make it more seamless. So I would definitely say have at least the Shopify payments, and the PayPal as well. I think I have another one as well. I'll hit you up behind the scenes.
Okay.
Joe, you see any more comments coming in or anything else? I know we're at the tail end of the show and we're kind of just freestyling it right now, answering questions.
Here's something I thought of, like, okay, on merch, I can do, I probably have 10 or 15 different niches I have up. But what about Shopify? Can you do that? Or do you have to stick to one thing? Or is it like, I want to make a shirt about bicycles. Does that be all about bicycles only? Or can I put sports in there, or what?
Yeah, so you could create either a general store or a niche store. And I think, Mike, weren't we talking about this a while ago on Facebook? We were talking about that. I've created a niche store. So when I have someone who comes to my store, they're interested in a very, very specific thing. It's the same with Mike's store as well, right? Aren't you niche, or were you? Yeah, you were niche. I like having the niche approach because I get a better feel for who my customer is. Plus, when I build my email list up, I know exactly who they are. Then again, I know a guy he's 19 years old from Australia. He's doing $100,000 a month profit Shopify with a general store. I'm not super close with him. I have other friends who are really close with him. He's killing it with a general store, drop shipping items from China. So I don't know exactly what he's doing, but it's a general store. I think one of the benefits to a general store, if you're running Facebook ads, is you can test a lot more products. For me, I've been having a struggle like finding more designs and because I'm kind of in like a small niche area in terms of what I'm focusing on. Like there's not it's not huge, right? Like my audience is probably like 30 million people. Like it's big, but it's like, if you have a general store, like I could test out shirts going to like the dog market. I could test out shirts going to the cats. I could test out, people who are interested in sailing and interested in whatever, so, what are your thoughts, Mike? Would you start a general or a niche?
Well, I have a niche right now, and I think so. My audience is only, it's right around 1.5 million, so it's not big at all. And I don't think I would ever do a general store. I think when I think about it, so if I were to start a second Shopify store, it would be, so you could do like dogs or cats as a niche, or you could go even lower and do Pomeranians, or what, some other type of tiger cat, I don't know. But or you can go
tiger cat.
I don't know. Or you can go up the
yeah.
next level above dogs and cats and do pets. So you can either do a sub niche or like a broad. So I think in a general store of a niche, like I feel like a pet store or a lighting store would be more of a general store, but it would still be niche. I think that's the way that I would go if I were to go back and redo it, because then you can target down inside of that. But then, hey, if they're interested in that, they're probably going to be interested in, maybe something else they'll get there and be like, oh, well, I like lights. Let me get this lamp over here too, or something like that. I don't know.
Cool. No, it was definitely some great insight. But we're at about that time. I want to keep everyone to the time limits. I know everyone's got things going on in their life, and I want to, show my appreciation to you guys and give you a 20% off coupon code to my Shopify store. I'm just kidding. No, honestly, I really appreciate you guys coming on, and it's fun. I think it's great for us to all chit chat and kind of run ideas by each other. And we live in a world where you can try to figure out things on your own, and it might take 2 or 3 years, or you can either pay someone to figure it out or build relationships and have good conversations and learn from their mistakes. And hopefully, you learn from us in terms of, merch by Amazon, Shopify, affiliate marketing, and maybe even beyond that with our mindset of how we kind of approach this. So Mike, Brandon, Joe, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks everyone for watching live. There was a good amount of viewers, 130, 150 people watching live. So
Wow.
Looks like there's a lot of people who want to build up their side hustles. So it's definitely inspiring. Definitely inspiring to know that there's people out there who want to better themselves and keep making it happen. So yeah, if you guys like this video, like the video, leave a comment below. Where can they find more about you guys? We'll go Brandon, Joe, and Mike.
Well, I'm starting up my my YouTube channel. It's Hustle Heroes. I've already got 2 videos up, and I'll likely put another version of this one up. And I'll be talking a whole lot about affiliate marketing and doing a lot of interviews with a lot of entrepreneurs. So not just people who do online stuff, but entrepreneurs in general, just to see how they decided to get into what they're getting into. So look forward to that. I'm going to be making some videos here pretty soon.
Awesome, and I'll be sure to link that up down below after. Just send me your information. We'll get it down in the description for the viewers. Joe, where can people find more about you and your merch group and everything?
You can look on Merch University. I'm on YouTube, and also on Merch by Amazon University on Facebook. So you can join that group.
Awesome.
So check it
After
out.
the show, I'll link that up down below. Hook me up with those links, Joe. And Mike, what's going on? I know you're all over the place, man. Where can they find you at your 10 million locations?
Treasure Gnome on YouTube and the treasuregnome.com.
Cool.
I try to keep
Awesome.
it easy.
Keeping it simple, man. Keeping it smooth. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next live show. If you have any ideas for future videos, let us know. If you guys want to learn more about them, check the links down in the description afterwards, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Peace.